What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you start what you're doing. You hit that subscribe button as well as tap that bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So today is going to be a cook with me video. I've never done one of these before, so I just wanted to try it out and see how you guys like it. So I've decided to make my house favorite salmon croquettes. I love making these, but I try to stay away from them because they're so fattening. But let's just get into it. So I have all of my ingredients on the side of the screen so you guys can know exactly how I do everything. So then I go in and I drain my canned salmon. Now you don't always have to use canned salmon. I just prefer it this way so that it's easier for me. But sometimes I will use a whole salmon side and just mash it. But today it was a Thursday meal and I just really didn't feel like doing anything else. And now we go into the tedious part. Make sure that you remove all of the bones from your salmon. A lot of people skip this part and then they wonder why they have cartilage in their salmon croquettes. You have to clean your salmon. And honestly, the cleaning process is super easy because once you find the bone, you literally just strip it all the way out. Make sure you get those little pin bones too, because those can be annoying. I did do the other 2 cans off camera. I usually do 3 cans at a time because my husband goes crazy for them. But moving on, I'm using 1 egg per can in this instance, but it would be 1 egg per pound. It is really just a binder. You will not taste the eggs at all. So yeah, you can use eggs, you can use mayonnaise, but I use eggs. I've always been taught to use eggs, and that's just how it goes. Then next, to also keep these together, I do use saltine crackers. That's exactly why I don't use salt in this as a seasoning, because the saltine crackers give you all of the salt that you need. Now in this process, I kind of eyeball how many saltine crackers I use, because sometimes depending on how moist the fish is, you might need a few more. But if you feel like the fish isn't super duper moist, you probably don't need as many, because you also don't want to dry out the fish in this process. Now also make sure that you're washing your hands in the middle of this process, because obviously you don't want to cross-contaminate anything. But now I'm gonna go in with my white onion. This is really just for crunch. I don't put a lot of onions in it because honestly, I'm not the biggest onion fan, but I feel like it just goes with the context. If you guys are wondering what I'm constantly doing off screen, it's really me I always use a grocery bag to put my trash in the midst of me cooking, so I'm not walking back and forth to the garbage can, because that's a lot. My kitchen is huge, and I don't feel like walking back and forth. Now I'm adding the onions into my mixture. Did y'all know that was what the hole on the cutting board was for? To make sure that you put it directly into where you're trying to get it to go to? TikTok, bro. TikTok. Now I'm gonna go in with my seasonings. Like I said, my seasonings were listed in the grocery list at the beginning of the video, but I did use pepper, garlic powder, smoked paprika, Tony's Creole seasoning, and I usually use a little bit of olive oil, but I didn't have any this day. Mixing my mixtures together, and honestly I'm making sure that that egg yolk is fully beat, because I need these to stick together once I drop them in the grease. Now it's time for the best part, but probably a scary part for some of you. Please do not, please do not turn up this vegetable oil to the highest setting on your stove. You do not, A, want the grease to burn, and B, you do not want to burn yourself. So I'm one of those people that sets my stuff at medium, and it's like, if you have numbers, it's like between a 5 and a 6, because I'm not trying to burn myself. Who's trying to burn themselves? So I do go in again with my main seasonings, because once, like, it has to be well seasoned. Who's doing bland food? Not I.
I love me enough for the both of us. That's why you can trust me. I know you've been through more than most of us.
now that you see my grease is hot, I spoonful some of the mixture into my hand. Now I usually get between 13 and 15 patties out of the 3 cans, because like I said, like my husband goes insane over my salmon croquettes, even to the point where he told me mine were better than his mother. But essentially it's you've come to the end of it. So now it's a small little stuck together patty, so you literally just drop it in the grease. Now with how big my cast iron is, I only get a good 4 in at a time, because I do want a 16-inch cast iron skillet. Hint husband. But yeah, I do get a good 4 in, so I'm probably redoing it maybe 3 times. And then obviously in the middle I let my grease get hot again, because one thing you don't want is to put your croquettes into cold grease. So let that grease sit for a minute. And yes, I use the spoon to put my salmon croquettes into the grease, because I'm trying to save my fingers. And do make sure to take your time when you're actually patting these out, because if you don't, they will definitely fall apart in the grease if you don't release any of the air bubbles. And once they are all golden brown, that's when you take them out. I usually use my strainer to release some of the grease. I put paper towels in the bottom of my strainer. I don't have a strainer pot yet, so we're working on that, but it's all good.
That's why you trust me.
Now I did make this with some macaroni and cheese as well as some broccoli, because these are my man's favorite size, but you can do whatever size you want. But there you have it, my homemade famous salmon croquette.